Hi, my name is Zeba. I've just completed 2 years on the Unlock graduate programme. I currently work at HMYY Aylesbury and I'm deployed in the segregation unit. It's quite unusual for an officer, especially with less than a year experience into the job on the landings, being deployed in a unit. For those of you who don't know what the segregation unit is, it's a specialised unit where we manage some of the most difficult and vulnerable residents. So it could be for their own protection, or it could be as part of serving a sanction that has been awarded by the governor. So 9 months into the role, I was selected by my establishment to go and work in the segregation unit. And this was a period in my job where I had to quickly learn the job. And yeah, it introduced me to a whole different side of the prison system in terms of the paperwork side of things, and also being able to work one-to-one with some of the residents and really make a difference. I think there are definitely ways in which you can make a difference as a frontline officer. Some of the differences will be small wins, which I like to refer to them as. So it will be small things as just making a little difference to a resident's life, in terms of they might move on to a different establishment, but the way that you've interacted with them, or the little things that you have done just to make their prison experience a little easier, really goes a long way. So I had an example where a resident was transferred to a different establishment, but he took the time to write back to the previous establishment where I worked, and then he did mention that just his experience of being in the segregation unit was made a lot better with having officers like myself who took the time out just to make sure he had some purposeful activities to do. And he actually mentioned I taught him how to do Sudoku. So yeah, just small things like that really do go a long way, and it makes you know that you can make a difference into the lives of people who do come into prison, and it goes a long way. I think there are definitely opportunities where you can make a change to the whole system. One example that I can think of is I really used the Unlocked Innovation Funding Scheme in order to facilitate a project within my establishment. So during COVID-19, Eid was not able to be facilitated in the ways that I would have liked it to have been celebrated in the prison. The main reasons being visits were not being able to be facilitated, and also religious services were cancelled. So I decided that regardless of this, we would have a socially distanced Eid celebration at my establishment, which included putting up some decorations to give the environment a festive feel. Along with the chaplaincy, we made up little goodie bags consisting of little religious items to give out to the Muslim residents, because Eid is a Muslim festival. And also for the rest of the establishment, we distributed some little baklava, which is a Turkish pastry sweet, and that it really went down well. A lot of the lads were talking about the festival, really spread some knowledge, and distribute a little cultural feel for the establishment. So regardless of COVID, we were still able to celebrate Eid, and it was the first time, especially at my establishment, that Eid was celebrated in a way which the lads actually felt like this is a special day, and it went a long way. You might have got ideas and feel that there's no way of seeing the ideas through, but yeah, if you speak to the right people, there are people in the establishment that will help you put the idea forward, because something like that especially wasn't just myself who was able to do it. I had the backing of my colleagues on Unlocked, and also SMT, my establishment, along with other Band 3 officers that were not Unlocked but were happy to help and get involved. So yeah, just know that there are people out there that might have the same idea and want to support that movement as well. So yeah, you will always have, if not the people that work with you, you'll always have the backing from the Unlocked team. During the pandemic, it's been quite difficult working in the prison environment, especially because we're trying to manage the residents who obviously watch the same news as what we watch, so they know what's going on. But again, they're spending a lot more time not being able to come out and socialise. Of course, it's for their own safety, but for the safety of the staff as well. So it has been quite difficult. However, there's been a lot of initiative from Safer Custody, from Unlocked, and from the SMT in order to find more meaningful and purposeful activity, and just together as a team, get through this period. And even though we do work with residents who are between 18 and 21, they're quite understanding, and they understand that whatever the prison is doing is for their best interest as well. So although some of them are really missing the gym, we've had to improvise and find ways around it and be able to manage that as best possible. So although it's been difficult, we have managed to get through it. And yeah, I think it's been better than what was initially expected. A lot of the lads have actually, in the early stages, they've actually appreciated the fact that, you know, staff are putting themselves at risk coming to environment. And we've actually had from some of the residents, bless them, that actually thanked the staff for coming in, like just actually said, look, you didn't have to come in, but you have. And the fact that you've come in means that there's somebody there to unlock our doors and we're able to come out. Because yeah, if the staffing levels did fall below, you know, the safety levels of being able to unlock, they realised what the impact of that would be. So a lot of them did appreciate the fact that we've been able to, we've been putting ourselves at risk going into work, and just understand the reasons why we're doing things like the way we are. The best piece of advice that I can give to somebody thinking about applying to the programme is definitely go for it. I was in one of those situations where I was in two minds. When I left university, I didn't know if I wanted to work or carry on studying. So Unlocked gave me that opportunity where I could work and also study towards my master's. And 6 months into the role, I realised I love this job. And yeah, like now I'm just trying to think of ways where I can still stay in my establishment and do the job that I do, because I absolutely love it. So yeah, I think definitely go for it. Yeah, it's just the best. It's been one of the best things that has actually happened to me. So yeah, you get so much support from the Unlock team. And even though, like, I'm not going to sell you a dream, there are some rocky periods, but there's no other job like it. You learn so much, you develop so much confidence, if anything. And there's so many transferable skills that you can take away from these 2 years and apply to any other job that you think about doing afterwards. But definitely take the chance, take the opportunity, and just enjoy yourself.